Hello everyone, this is Leslie and welcome to your general reading for the collective today. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. So the first card out is Falling Angel, Spiritual Narcolepsy. So this is speaking about an energy that may have succumbed to their shadow, may have succumbed to some darker energy, possibly being tricked or duped. Lost in space, needing direction. So this is also referring to the same energy. This person, as a result of living in their shadow or succumbing to some negative energy or being tricked by some negative energy, may be feeling lost at this time. There may be a great deal of heaviness, sadness, and the person is needing some direction, some divine direction. Unmarked trail, revelation. So there is an unmarked trail for all of us, and there's no blueprint on how we follow the path to our own true purpose. However, if we do follow the light, it can be revealed to us. Heart, home, compassion. This is speaking about a second energy, a very positive energy, an energy of the light. Someone who is well connected to their heart space. The center of the card looks like a chakra, perhaps is well connected to their energy center, their heart chakra. This person in their loving energy makes people feel at home. You can see that it looks like a dwelling in the background. A dwelling space of someone's home, of comfort. Perhaps this person with the light energy is actually providing some comfort to the person with the darker energy at this time. The crossing, initiation. So this speaks to the lighter energy once again. Perhaps the person is actually being initiated as a result of being in this heart space, being connected to the light, to the divine. And by doing so, may be crossing into another dimension. Also, it may speak to movement in a new direction, a new life path, or possibly in the 3D, movement in the new world, in the 3D world, in the physical space, perhaps moving jobs, moving locations, or just moving overall direction in life. Fortune's wheel, luck and divine timing. Right timing, but I said divine timing. So perhaps this is in divine timing, that this is all being divinely guided. And this person with the positive energy may be divinely guided with an unexpected positive turn of events. And you can see divine guidance with the angel wings being present and the light coming through, the color of the sun coming through. Spirit of the river, movement towards adventure. So possibly these unexpected turn of events are the result in a great adventure. So there may be something new. I feel possibly the energy of the Fool, of someone taking a little reckless abandon and becoming childlike and taking a leap of faith in a fun and interesting, unique way for this particular person. And it looks like water in the background, which may also describe emotion and possibly there may be emotions involved, possibly romance involved, or possibly movement into calmer waters. Hollow bone, teachability. So this person may actually learn things easily, has learned lessons along the way. The background reminds me of shamanic background with the feathers and possibly rituals. So this person may have a shamanic background or maybe spiritual in nature, maybe connected with nature. Or this person may be a teacher, so they may be easily taught, maybe enjoying new learning, maybe learning more about shamanic practice, or possibly will be teaching something about shamanic practice or just teaching something about divinity and nature. And there is some gold in the background, which also shows some positive light that's seeping through. So a lot of positivity. Watchers, transpersonal. So I think this is also talking about divine connection. We can see the light coming in. Once again, there's connection with the sun. There's connection to nature. Transformation. Watchers. Possibly someone is being watched, or people like to watch this person. Perhaps someone is connected with social media or social content, or is popular among a great deal of people, among the community. But this trance part still reminds me of movement, whether that means actual physical movement in the 3D, whether it means movement in terms of spiritual transformation, whether it means movement into that new path, following that path. Root girl, the disowned self. So this person looks like they might be connecting more with their bloodline, maybe getting to learn more about their family roots. Perhaps they are feeling more grounded and more centered as a result of their spiritual work. There's still some sun coming in from the high in the top of the photo, and is shining on the earth. So once again, this is all possibly connection to nature, perhaps growing something, building something new, building a foundation. Although there does look like some unusual figure in the center. So even though this person may be moving in a certain direction, it almost seems like this person's thoughts or mind might be trapped in something else, trapped in something in the present moment, consumed by something in the current moment. But is still trying to move forward. Wailing tree, reconciliations. So possibly this looks like someone, possibly this current positive energy, that is shedding tears for someone else, possibly shedding tears for the person that has not been well connected, that is still living in shadow. But there may be reconciliations. They may have more communication, more understanding. There may be a sense of forgiveness. But it does seem like there's some sadness or something that they're trying to overcome. But still, as you can see, the figure, even though there is sadness there, there's still light surrounding that person all around. So they are being protected, they are being watched over, as we had said. Even though they still may be trying to break through onto their new journey. There's some red and gold. Some red in the picture may still indicate that attempt to stay rooted, stay grounded throughout some of the trials and tribulations. Deep diver, diving into a task. So either this person has made a decision to go deep into themselves, deep into their inner knowing, diving into a task, or has finally made a decision of what this new journey is, what this new undertaking is, what is the tangibility of this new adventure. And perhaps now that they know this, that they know specifically what tasks are on hand in order to make that happen. Now there's a great deal of water in the picture, blue, so there may be some emotions connected. It may be associated with the throat chakra, so there may be some communication. Water meaning emotion, so possibly it's coming out of certain emotions or going deeper into their emotions, or possibly something involving a relationship. Moon Maiden, new beginnings. So there is something that's still hidden under the moon, although there is still some white light shining above. It still looks like there's some water associated, so there's some deep emotion. There's some green in the photo, which feels like some heart energy. So there may be some matters of the heart that are being dealt with, and possibly new beginnings or the new adventure has something to do with matters of the heart. However, with the moon in the picture, it appears to me that there is still something unknown, still something behind the scenes that has not yet been made clear about this new beginning. Galactic mushroom, divine matrix. So once again, a lot of green in the picture. Mushroom, connection to nature, connection to the heart, connection to divinity. Repairing the veil, forgiveness. So I think I had mentioned forgiveness earlier. Possibly it has to do with another person. Perhaps it means forgiving self. To me, it looks like there's a ribbon tied around a tree, which usually represents the memory of someone who's gone to war. So maybe this is forgiveness of themselves that's felt like they've been through a war, been through a battle, or forgiving the other person, as if there may have been difficult times within a relationship and that forgiveness is needed. But as you can see, there are clear skies, and there's gold in the picture, sun, gold from the sun, which makes me feel like, yes, there's light shining upon it. There's positive to come. There is positivity as a result of this forgiveness and repairing the veil, making it feel like it's repairing the relationship or repairing the self after a battle, or possibly attempting to heal another. It actually reminds me in some unusual way of a spine in the picture, with the facet joints of the spine. And I know that seems odd because it's not exactly anatomically correct. However, maybe it has to do with gaining a spine, getting a backbone in order to have clear communication. Or maybe part of the healing process is being able to stand on your own 2 feet and take care of matters at hand. But there's beauty in the sky and there's sun all around. So whatever is happening here, there's going to be a positive outcome. Whale song resonating. So once again, a lot of water, a lot of emotion. Blue, a lot of communication. Green, the heart. Speech, communication, speaking the truth. Resonating, it says underneath whale song. So resonating, people are resonating together. So possibly as a result of this repair, of this communication, they're resonating more at the same frequency. They have more understanding of each other. It almost looks like a globe around the whale. So something is coming full circle, something is whole, feeling whole. And it's also odd that it almost looks like a broken infinity symbol. The whale itself looks like something that's been worked on for a long time. So, or maybe this was a long time coming, or maybe this is going to withstand the test of time. But I feel like it has something to do with time as well. I really love these cards, they're beautiful. Skywriting, the fates. So once again, you can see that moon, the ball of energy, once again. And so something has wholeness, fullness. It is being supported by the clouds. And how about this? It looks once again like another infinity symbol. So this is limitless, boundless. Possibly this relationship is boundless, limitless. But the moon still shows that there's more that needs to come to light in this situation. And on the bottom here, it says the fates. So perhaps these events that are happening and taking place at this time are fated events that are divinely guided. Magician's sword, confidence in your own magic. So I want to point out once again, yes, we're seeing sun, positive energy, positive reflection shining on people, but also the gold reminds me of the solar plexus chakra, of people coming into their own when they recognize their identity and have a source of understanding themselves and feeling comfortable in their own skin. And here we go. On the bottom, it actually says confidence. So someone is coming into their own of recognizing themselves, feeling more confidence in themselves. Confidence in the magic. So possibly someone feels more confident in their spirituality, more comfortable in their spirituality. And actually, on the bottom of this sword, even though it's the handle, reminds me of angel wings. So once again, divinely guided. And there's also this circumference of wholeness once again. A tidy house, clarity and organization. So possibly getting organized is going to help someone to be more clear about their purpose, about their goals, about the work that they need to set into doing. The card is a number 1, representing beginnings. So maybe this is where this person has to start, is with organization and getting a clearer picture. And a lot of red in the card, meaning earthiness, groundedness, centeredness. So maybe tidying up the home is going to help this person feel more grounded. And there's light once again coming through the windows and between the trees, which makes me feel like there's still a lot of sun in the picture, a lot of white light guiding this person. First breath, beginner's mind. And this is typically the Fool type ideas. The Fool is usually the person with the beginner's mind, but this is not the Fool card as it would be in the tarot. However, here we are again with cylinders, and by the shape in that top cylinder, it almost looks to me like a fetus in a womb. So perhaps this is a person's birth, a rebirth, new beginning. And here we are, it says first breath. So someone is being birthed into a new life, into a new journey. Once again, a lot of blue, meaning emotion. The violet makes me feel like third eye energy of intuition, gaining intuition. And there's 2 spheres, completeness. It's making me feel like the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. We can see the moon, however, blue emotion, light coming through, being present, and more of that fool's journey energy of experiencing life as it comes, taking a leap of faith. And stars in the sky, more emotion, connectedness. We see someone meditating. There is some moon energy, so still not everything has come to light. But on the bottom here, it says limitless possibility. So this person is manifesting by using meditation. And there's celestial sources that are helping this person, because you can see the stars behind. Possibly this person is starseed, or possibly being guided by the universe with limitless possibility, in their new journey. So we're going to just recap here and telling the story that there's someone with some negative energy that's been asleep, spiritual narcolepsy, sleeping in their spirituality. But there's a lot of light behind that is providing a source of guidance if this person can recognize it. And this person is lost at this time, but this person also has some white light, especially entering the third eye. So if they pay attention to their intuition, they may have clear direction. There is a trail, however, and there is a trail that is being revealed. There's also some energy of a positive energy in their heart space. That's comfort, possibly someone with comfort towards the person that has been asleep and is showing compassion to this person. And as a result of that, they're entering a time of spiritual initiation and are crossing into a new world, moving into a new direction in their lives. And luck is on their side with perfect and divine timing, some possibly unexpected events, and movement towards adventure that's filled with emotion. It may involve teaching or going back to school and learning something new, something spiritual in nature. And they are being guided, they are being watched. And there is a lot of white light surrounding them, and they're grounding themselves. And they're trying to stay rooted and centered, but there are still some troubled thoughts, possibly things that still need to be worked out before moving into this new journey, new adventure. And there may be some sadness and some tearfulness. However, going through these emotions, as a result, there may be some reconciliation, possibly with some grounding and some meditation with the tree and the rootedness of the tree, that they may be able to come to terms and have better communication with this other energy. And they may choose to deep dive into their feelings. They may have many deep emotions, or they may be very deep diving into this particular task, maybe a new work adventure, or this new thing that they are about to learn. But whatever it is associated with a lot of emotion. There are still some things that are not quite understood or known, but they are surrounded by their emotion, and they will, because of perfect and divine timing, enter into some new beginnings in life. And they are guided by the universe, and they are connected to the divine. And by repairing and forgiving, whether this means forgiving another person or forgiving themselves, they are able to heal. And in this healing, there's a great deal of light shining upon them, that they are being looked over and being protected. And this is all in perfect timing, and it all is clear and full and completion of a cycle. And with completion of this cycle, they are on a better frequency. They are resonating and communicating their emotions more effectively with others. And there may be some fated events as a result of this new cycle in perfect time. And as a result, they are feeling a new sense of confidence, that they are understanding themselves, that they feel comfortable in their own skin, that their vibration is high in regard to the solar plexus. They will be clear as they get organized and root themselves. And they are still being guided by the light. They are ending a cycle and entering into a new cycle with a fool's mind, the beginner's mind, and having a rebirth process, which will be greatly emotional. And it is being watched by the celestial beings and being guided by them, and are learning that within timing, they have to trust the universe and to stay in the present moment and experience life as it comes. And with meditation and spiritual practice, and by being diligent in their practice, that they will have more guidance. And through this practice, there will be limitless possibility. So I'm going to end the reading right there. I hope that this resonates with you, and it may bring more clarity to your own circumstances in the present moment. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. So you take care, and hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.